I don't know the MDs. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, excuse you, we need her demoted.
All right. So the MDs are rules laid out for us to follow from the one state game. And as long as you have the medical faction uniform on, we expect that you abide by these rules. And if not, you will be violated with an MD. And the punishment for whichever MD you're violated for could go from a warning to termination. So just keep that in mind. I'm just going to start from the top and go to the bottom. We got 12 MDs. Number 1 is refusal to provide medical assistance. There's only 2 scenarios we are allowed to refuse to provide medical assistance. Other than that, we cannot refuse. The first exception is, say you're in the lobby and you're passing out med kits, and somebody has their gun out or a weapon out. We are not allowed to pass out med kits or pills while they have their gun out. So you could just kindly say, sir or ma'am, can you please put your gun up? If they don't, then you can refuse medical assistance. Another one, actually, technically there's 3. So we're not allowed to pass out med kits or pills on the outside of the hospital unless we just performed CPR on that person. And the other one, we are allowed to refuse medical assistance in a dangerous situation, which we will get into the dangerous situation here soon. It's pretty much, if there's a gunfight going on or people running people over, do not provide medical assistance. You may get back in the car and leave. Well, in the ambulance and leave. Does anybody have any questions on that? All right, MD2 is firearm usage. If you have a gun, keep it away. Do not pull that gun out. Do not use that gun. You will get automatically terminated from the hospital if you are caught using your firearm. Do we have any questions on that one? Batman, can you explain what MD3 would be?
Give me 1 second, I'm typing a message.
Okay, MD3 is, I gotta let my puppies out.
It was project rules. MD3 is the project rules. Any rules, project rules are basically rules that are made by us DCPs and CP pertaining to the medical faction. So any rules that we come up with, those are considered project rules that you must follow. Failure to follow those rules will result in a violation of MD3, which I believe is a rep. It might be a warning, but I think it might be a rep too.
Basically depends on the severity of it, exactly what you're doing or what rule you're breaking or not following. It depends on what the repercussions of that action is going to be.
Yes, so does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, MD4 is use of official vehicle for personal things. Like, don't take the ambulance to the character shop. Take your own car to the tuning shop. Don't take an ambulance. Also, you can despawn the ambulance. You can remove them by slowly parking it in front of any gang tag, which is the graffiti on the walls outside, in different places, or you can despawn it very carefully in the little red spot on floor 0 in the back of the hospital where we go in and out the elevators. Number 5, issuing medical certificates. We're not allowed to give any medical certificates out to anybody outside of the hospital. Who is Canveer?
He was already told twice now that he cannot be up here because he is not part of medical staff and still continues to come upstairs.
He just tried to show me his passport. So,
Okay.
so 5 is issuing medical certificates. 6 is medical assistance during dangerous situations. Thomas, can you give us a description of that one?
All right, so in MD6, you can't do any reviving. You can't revive anybody while there's still shooting going on, because at this point your life is in danger and you can be shot and killed yourself. So if you are doing medical emergency runs and you come across somebody that's down but they're still shooting around there, then that's why you have the macro saying, ride on the scene, but it's dangerous and you need to get, you can't render any type of medical help to them, any CPR to them, because the situation is still dangerous. It's still shooting. So if it's still shooting going around, you cannot render say CPR. You can't sell pills. You can't do med. You can't do anything while still shooting going on. You got to make sure that the area is clear and safe before you can render any type of medical help.
Adding on to that, sorry, Miss Candy. Adding on to that, make sure you are not selling your pills outside of HP. That is not allowed. The only time you can administer a med kit is when you do CPR. And you're reviving somebody, you can offer them a med kit, but pills are only inside of HP.
Yes, sir. So the dangerous situations. I've always said that there's a thin line between dangerous and safe. For example, this happens a lot. This happens quite often. Say you're out on a CPR call with your partner, and you guys pull up and you get out of the truck because it seems like it's safe, it's quiet, there's nobody around, just the victim who needs reviving. So you get out, you hit your safe scene macro and starting CPR, and you start CPR, and all of a sudden a gangster comes around the corner and starts shooting at you, your partner, and the guy that's already dead. So it turns from safe to dangerous in like seconds. That's when you finish giving CPR, you and your partner get back into the ambulance and leave. Because your life is in danger. Even if they shoot the guy back down that you had revived, still leave. Just get out of there. Or you can be killed.
Hey, also, can you could you remove Mr.
For example, this happens a lot. This happens quite often. Say you're out on a CPR call, safe, it's quiet, there's nobody around. You hit your safe scene macro and starting CPR, and you start CPR, and all of a sudden a gangster comes around the corner and starts shooting at you, your partner, and the guy that's already dead. So it turns from safe to dangerous in like seconds. That's when you finish giving CPR, you and your partner get back into the ambulance and leave. Because your life is in danger. Even if they shoot the guy back down that you had revived, still leave. Just get out of there. Or you can be killed. There's ways to report that. The only way that is accepted is by body cam. If y'all have any questions about using your body cam, any one of us up here are more than happy to help you. But right now, just worry about staying out of dangerous situations. Like the military base, stay away from the military base. It's dangerous there 24/7. It is off. We cannot go there. And then, so does anybody have a question about MD6? Number 7 is gang association and criminal activity. This is another one that you will get dismissed as soon as you're caught hanging out with gang members, or say you're committing MD2 and you're shooting at somebody, or maybe you're running them over. That's criminal activity. We have to, just like the next MD, we have to show respect to everybody, even the gangsters and the trolls. We're not allowed to, a gangster will come up to you and be like, hey man, can you just come hang out with us and, sell us pills and pick us up while we shoot each other and play 1 versus 1? Just kindly say, no, I have to stay at the hospital and work here, and walk away. Does anybody have a question about that, or does any one of y'all have anything to add to that?